Welcome to the campfire. Today we're going to be playing some more Delta V, some Rings of Saturn. So sit back, relax, like the video, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And let's get right back into this. We have the Peacock ready to go. We just have to do a few hours of sitting around. And we can go diving into the ring and see where we get next. I'm actually kind of excited to try this ship out. To my understanding, it should be slightly easier to deal with than the Kothon. Not amazing, but we'll see where we get to. I kind of like the Kothon, so if this is just as bad, honestly, I might just enjoy it. Oh, looks like it should be a little bit more maneuverable. Okay. Oh, almost too maneuverable. Whew. Alright, well, let's get pointed in the right direction and start making our move here. One thing I was recommended is when maneuvering these bigger ships, maybe I should slow down the astrogator. Instead of going at the default 50 meters per second, slow it down just a little bit to make it easier on us to hit speed before we start ramming into rocks. Don't know why I wasn't paying attention to that last time, but hey. This ain't that bad. But I'll say it that way. The maneuvering is a little touchy, but we'll make this work. I'll get used to it pretty quick, I'm sure. Oh. I am definitely not used to this. That's gonna take me a little bit longer to get used to. I do like the pulse laser. Compared to the microwave, that just works really well. What are we seeing here? Okay, it's just our claim beacon. Definitely sucking up everything, which is not a bad thing. We've got the Nakamura already, so we're going to be getting a fair amount of material this time around as well. That rock was almost all platinum. Gotta get used to how this works. There we go. I may have to utilize the clicking mechanic to keep ourselves aligned at things instead of trying to manually do it. You know, target a point in space to make the ship point itself somewhere. But that should work out for us. I'm gonna just go ahead and grab a bunch of materials while we're sitting here. Well, I gotta say, this ship actually is kinda nice to fly. I don't really think I have a favorite yet, but out of the Kothon, the Eternal whatever variant that we had, and this, I think this one feels... I like this one. I don't hate the Kothon. It's a nice ship, just maybe not quite... I don't know. It's got its place. And this one's got its place too. It's... Don't get me wrong. This is not an amazing ship to fly. It has its faults too. But I like how snappy this one is. That is for sure. And how easy it is to adjust where I'm going. The downside to it is the much smaller cargo space and mineral hold than the Kothon. Now the Kothon is almost too big, if you ask me. Keep hearing. Okay, so it's still just the one thing on radar. I will say I'm not a fan of this. Just doesn't look right. I'm sure I'd get used to it if I had to. I'm just not a fan of it. That's for sure. What do we got over here? More iron. Not worrying about it. And a lot more. Not a lot more iron, but more iron. I do like how much faster this is to respond to speed changes that I make. Uh-oh. Okay, go ahead. We've run into those before, and they're authorized to destroy us if we refuse, so... Yeah. They take their AI really seriously. It's risky business out here. Or serious business out here. Come on, point at it. There we go. We are low on nano drones, to be fair. It's gotta be a little bit more sparing with how I utilize them. Now this ship is much easier to point and grab, so to speak. Jeez. Risky flying over there. Alright, so next... It's not like we're getting small amounts of money. 136. Why does it sound like there's combat music? I know it's gonna be iron. Why am I even looking? Alright, geologist. Okay, so nothing really here, so we're gonna want to move to find better pastures, so to speak. And that's what we'll do. Alright, we finally found some palladium. Something other than iron and vanadium. And platinum. But we're full up on platinum, and filling up on iron was going to drain all of our resources to get any of that. Now it's just to fill up on what we can before we head back. Or potentially find something to salvage or to push forward any storylines that we have currently running. Is that going to be more palladium? Good, good. We do need... We're not hurting for money. But gaining money is going to be nice. And again, this thing just flies kind of like a dream compared to the Kothon. It's to the point where I've kind of forgotten how the other ship flew. And I flew that for a lot longer. I don't really, yeah. It's such a tiny rock to try and grab. For almost no payout comparative. Alright, go for that one. We still got plenty of propellant. Let's not waste more nano drones on that tiny rock. Though this ship is maneuverable enough that trying to grab things manually isn't... Like, I don't look at it as like, oh god, this is gonna suck trying to do. Okay. Coming up on it. And got it. Slow it down. Yeah. This is almost easier to manually grab rocks than the first ship, the starter ship. If not about the same. Now that one also turns like a beached whale. What are we... Like, I don't think that guy's trying to fight us. Doesn't sound like it anyways. Yes, okay, there's a good titanium rock in that. Let's pick that up. That'll put us at 170,000, give or take. Or should, in theory. Yep. What are we looking at? I'm not sure how to even read this. It says there's a rock right here with titanium, but I don't see it. Oh, that mining laser is so nice. It just absolutely eliminates asteroids in front of us. So let's push ourselves forward. Turn off those two. And let's start grabbing things back up here. So now we can fill up the palladium. Plenty of that around. Alright, we're starting to move too quickly that way. And our cargo hold is filling, and we may need to just let it sit for a hot minute. Come on. Pull stuff in. Turn that back on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There. Now that's no longer a problem. Got it. I mean, if we're out of nano drones, that's fine. We'll go ahead and grab something else. Or head back. Definitely grabbed more than enough material for this run to be worth it. I mean, this ship has essentially paid for itself at this point. And then some. Alright. Okay, so we've got a new signal. Oh, hey. Good for you. It'd be best if I don't see you again. Tasha out. Well, they must have a history. And let's head back. There we go. 186,000. It's actually a pretty good run. So let's take a look here. If I upgraded that, probably won't run out nearly as fast. Though my other thought is like, probably don't need 2 of those things running at once. Huh. It was just the mining lasers that really needed some help. Should be good there. Equipment. That's why I'm not seeing what I'm used to seeing. Got it. Honestly, sometimes it's not worth it to have the more expensive item. Well, let's take a look at the dealership. I kind of want to see and get an idea for how much it's going to cost us to get a Titan. Like this one here. So 4 million. That's what I've got to save up for. That's a good target. Polar Rainbow. It's the Kothon 212. A Kitsune? I don't know, this one... Holy heck. Okay, so it's an 18,000 process cargo storage no matter what you do. Only 1 hard point. But I'm assuming this ship is faster than the speed of light, practically, in comparison to a lot of ships. The Itching Sea. It's a construction ship. Oh wow. That is a lot of cargo storage, but it's combined. That'd be kind of cool to see. We'll have to take a look at what we're going to do to get to those, but next thing I wanted to take a look at, there was something else. Autopilot. Artificial neural networks. It's designed for ring racing events. Accelerate the advent of interstellar travel. Let's see. Kind, express, or implied. Oh, it doesn't have a warranty. Got it. That makes sense. Not capable of full autonomy. But I don't know what this does specifically. Cancels out opposite thrusters, conserving fuel. Observes cargo mass shifts and thruster damage to compute minimum thrust requirement for maneuver. It's all manual thruster input through the autopilot. Can use gimbaled main drives efficiently. Huh. Okay. And that is what was showing us the circle around our ship. Displays firing solutions and collision warnings. Predicted ship course, cancels out, yada yada. So these two are fairly similar. Oh, attempts to avoid any collisions. I like that one. Let's take a look and see what we find out here in the ring. Okay, so no matter where I dive, it's going to be a fair amount of money. 54,000. We could go... What I could do is... we go and pick up the object in question. Our claim beacon and move it. So we don't need that microwave defense generator at the moment. And it might work in our favor just to move. Yeah. the excavation drone somewhere with a little bit more, not just iron anymore. Now let's just start bringing in. Whoa. Ooh, it's starting to drive me backwards. Oh, it's the autopilot stopping me from colliding with things. Right. It just threw me off for a moment there that it just took over. Come on. Avoid collision. There we go. There we go. Whole bunch of tungsten right off the bat. Who are you? Okay. Oh yeah, we could hire them to help us out if need be. Fair enough. Alright, let's bring that in. See, this time it's all tungsten. Oh, hold on. Heck. One downside to this ship I wasn't anticipating is that half the time something tries to fly out the front. Alright. Let's get closer to our beacon. There it is. And we've already got a fair amount of tungsten on board at least. Cancel claim, return to beacon. Or cradle. It would be... yeah, it's 2. There we go. Come on. Let's grab this bad boy and keep it moving. There we go. Whew. Jeez. There. At least ramming it on the front end seems to mitigate potential damage. Alright, there's a whole bunch of iron here. That's fine, we can grab it. If it actually grabs it. Is anything going to be pulled in? Okay. Come on. Pull in what we want here. What's going on? Sounds like there's combat going on, but I don't see or hear anything. I mean, I hear the combat music, that's about it. Okay, so that's just gonna be iron. I wish I had known that what I was looking for was not too terribly far from here. Okay. Let's just maneuver ourselves in a... just mosey on elsewhere and see what we find before placing down the beacon again. I know I placed the beacon when I did just because, oh hey, we're already on the other side of the ring, this is better than nothing. We should probably utilize a different spot now. This is turning into pretty much always iron and vanadium. We want more tungsten and other goods. been finding consistently tungsten and a few other things here. I mean, tungsten is fairly valuable. We found some beryllium. I think just gonna drop the beacon here. We're not much further in, but we are further up, if that makes sense. Whoa, yeah, slow down. Other direction. We'll fill up a little bit and head on back. Kind of make our money's worth before we put ourselves back at Enceladus Station. Ooh, that... yuck. That is a tiny rock. Might even have to sit here for a minute for things to kind of process before we try to do too much more. Alright, let's head on home. We're over 200,000. More than enough. And I think it's just getting dicier and dicier because a meteor shower just came rushing through. That was fun. Really wasn't a threat because all I had to do was turn on the mining laser and sweep side to side so that we didn't get hit by anything big. Which is honestly a very interesting use for the mining laser. Let's check. Nothing big needs to be repaired, except for the mining laser. And even that. We can swap this out. Could get another mining laser. Honestly, I don't find a need for much of anything. Probably grab this? Or do we just want to do the straight... I think straight capacity. And then with that, thanks for joining me here by the campfire. If you liked the video, like it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, witty remarks, recommendations, and suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to, join the Discord if you want to, and as always, have a wonderful day.